There we go. All right. Welcome to the immune system. We have one more week after this. So the first thing I was going to ask is, there she is. Is just some rework of what we've already learned. So we talked about the carb rotation, and I want to make sure everybody understands it. Does anybody want to tell us what the carb rotation is?
Carb every other day.
Right, and how many meals a day?
One.
Pretty simple.
Half a cup.
Yes.
Yes.
But for women, right?
Yes,
Cup
whole
for
cup for men.
And whole cup for men.
So,
Men.
I know, right? Why did they get more
They get
carbs?
more beer, more carbs.
I know.
they do,
More
they
meat,
do. More protein.
more protein.
And they lose faster.
Yeah.
Faster.
Oh man. God
So my
bless us.
next question with that is between a simple carb and a complex carb. Because a lot of people are on a low carb protocol.
Mhm.
So when they come to me and say that to me, I say, okay, do you know the difference between a simple and a complex? 90% of them have no idea. So name a couple foods that are complex.
Sweet potato.
Jasmine rice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wheat.
Beans.
Beef.
The sprouted bread.
Cut
Like
meat.
these.
Meat.
Potatoes.
Potatoes, just regular potatoes.
Squash.
Squash.
Right.
Cassava.
Right,
Pumpkin.
right.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. So what are
Corn-
you
oh, no,
what
corn
are you
starch.
noticing about them? They're called dirt.
Things
Vegetables.
you get from,
Yes,
and they're minimally processed.
yes. And simple carb is
Grits,
Sugar.
instant
Sugar.
rice.
White bread.
Cornmeal. White bread. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I got-
Oats.
what about
Oats.
organic cornmeal? Is that
Cornmeal.
complex or simple? Because last week my husband made me some porridge, and it's Jamaican porridge, so good. But it was cornmeal, but I got organic.
Still
There's a
simple.
lot of
It's so
carbs in
simple.
it too. A lot of carbs. I don't know if it's complex or
I
not.
slept so good. I felt like Goldilocks. She ate the porridge. I slept. It was like the best I ever slept, and he just knows how to make it. Like
Right.
it was so good.
Is that because she had like a
like a
dip?
crash?
A crash that she
Probably.
slept so
Yeah,
good?
that's why I slept. Like it was like I was a bear. Because I slept straight through, no problems. I didn't even get up to pee. But because it was organic, it's still simple.
Well, and it's also corn.
Oh
Yeah.
You know, and
That's
we just
true.
don't eat corn because it has really no nutritional value.
Will it make you
Still,
gain weight?
You bet you it will
Oh,
make you
yeah.
ground weight. Yep, yep, yep. So those are the two things that we will talk about every single week, because even if you don't follow any dietary protocol, just knowing this helps you maintain or lose weight. We don't eat carbs every day, complex or simple, or all three meals, because they're harder to digest and they sit in our gut. So that's the main reason. Of course, a lot of us can't digest them at all, and they make us gain weight.
So obviously we can eat them anytime, but is it better to eat them breakfast, lunch, so that our body has time to?
We
or
never
does it
eat them
really
for
make-
breakfast, ever,
Never,
ever, ever.
no carbs
Yeah,
for
that's right.
breakfast.
Why?
do that.
Tell me why we never
'Cause you can
eat.
crash.
Because then you're craving carbs all day long. Because your brain's going, gimme, because you're not letting your workers
I
work.
always say high protein breakfast.
Right, always a high protein breakfast, because that makes our workers go to work. And if you feed them carbs, which is what we grew up on, right?
Uh-huh.
Pancakes, waffles,
Yeah.
cereal.
Cereal.
I mean, that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And
What
again,
if it's
by
gluten
11
free?
o'clock.
What makes the gluten? I don't know. I guess I used to think gluten means like no sugar or no carb, but that's not
No.
what it is.
No,
So
no,
what,
no, no.
like, if you have gluten free bread,
It's
bagel?
usually made out of pea, protein, or quinoa,
Okay.
or I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff that they make. Well, cassava's gluten free,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Um,
But it
so
could also
hard.
have sugar in it too,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Just
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
gluten-free
Just because it
doesn't
says
mean it's
gluten free
good
doesn't
for
mean
you, like
that
it's
it's low
healthy.
calorie, because 90% of them are not,
Mm.
and
Yeah, they're not.
usually crammed full of some kind of sugar and processed, a lot of processed food. If you go look at the gluten-free aisle and turn them over.
I have stayed there for a while to look, and I'm like, there's a lot of crap in
Right, right. So, yes, you're taking gluten-free, so your tummy will heal, but you're putting all these,
Other stuff.
disruptors in there on top of it, so it kinda just doesn't jive, Cause you can buy gluten-free flour.
So it helps with one thing just to cause air.
Yeah.
Would it help
issue.
with the other thing? Because if your body is fighting the bad stuff that's in the gluten-free food, it's not working on
the other stuff. Like
correcting or healing.
healing.
Yes,
You can only do one or the other.
that's right.
Mhm.
That's right. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot on that. So if you do have celiac and you're trying to heal, so you're going on a gluten-free protocol, well, then you need to make sure that it is a true, clean protocol. And if you don't have trouble with the almond flour or the cassava flour,
Yeah.
and
Tapioca.
like it or not, you've got to cook your own food, like it or not, and nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Tapioca, it's from cassava, right?
Yes. Tapioca flour?
No,
It's not? What's it from?
No?
I'm not.
um,
I have no idea.
I
Tapioca
don't know
starch.
what it's
I know what it's from, but I've
I
lost
haven't
it.
used that recipe in a while
Isn't
with
it
the
like
cheese
a
bread.
little, I think of tapioca pudding, and there's those little bead things.
Yeah, but the flour is different.
Oh.
I have it,
mm.
Okay, guys, I'm
and
gonna
it'll
ask
tell us
ChatGPT.
what root it's made out of, but it's a
What
thickener. I know it's better than the cornstarch, that's how I use it, it's my thickener.
Right.
The tapioca, mine's flour, mine's not the starch.
It's made out of cassava root.
Cassava,
There you go,
yeah.
you were right,
Cassava root.
and that's been around a long time,
Mm-hmm.
That has been. Oh, I didn't know that.
but it's a good thickener.
Do you use the tapioca flour in replacement of cornstarch?
I
Cornstarch,
do.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I
for
don't even
for
have
frying.
cornstarch in the house, because I would rather use that.
Okay.
So we always work on the root of the problem, what's going on in here. And you say, well, why do I need to know about the immune system? Now, we're gonna go into a breakdown of the blood tonight. Like I said, there will be one more class on the immune system, because when you go into the doctor and have certain tests done, and you look at your blood work, especially if you have any children that are allergic, and you go in and he'll say, T2, T12, and D17. And if you have no idea what those are, you're like, okay, yeah. But if you actually know what those cells are, those armies are, and what they do, it'll be easier for you to understand. So we're gonna go into that tonight. So first, we're gonna talk about the innate and what do they do? Who are they?
They're minions. They just go around fighting everything the
Yeah.
way they fight everything.
They fight everything. They don't think. They just do everything that.
They always do. They've always done.
Yeah,
They
they
just
do the same thing
Okay.
over and over and over. That's all they ever do. They don't have any memory. So we learned about the first line of defense before anything else, and we learned about that, our skin, right? That's our outside protector, and then all this mucus we get, that's also an first barrier to help. So we learned about the innate, and now we're gonna learn about the adaptive, because the adaptive is a whole different story. And I'm going to erase over here. I'm gonna leave the fatty acids because I have a bunch of worksheets tonight on healthy oils, how to use them. And there are a few on there that we don't usually use, but they are on there. Our top oils are coconut, avocado, and olive. Those are our 3 top oils. Flaxseed oil is all right. And I don't use sesame seed because I have trouble with it, but that is also an alternative. So our adaptive system is based on remembering, recognition, storing, and filing. So I think of a giant library or a computer, and as the virus comes in or bacteria comes in or disease comes in, there's a filing clerk and she's putting in all this data. So when this virus bacteria comes in again, they think, okay, pull out, put this in, and this information comes in. And every time you get this, it's a little bit more information that is stored. And we've talked about the B cells and the T cells. We've been talking about them all the time. So, I got this. I think you guys
Giving
have
us
that.
a reminder, because I don't recall. I remember talking about them last year about this.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
so the
yeah.
B cells and T cells, well, they come from the lymphocytes, but they are the innate come and tell them, they go back, and then they tell the reception clerk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know, it's a whole city within itself. We've talked about that many times when our body works separate, but it works together. So, here we go.
No, you don't
This
give us
isn't
that
fun?
one, I don't think.
I didn't get that one?
No.
Okay. I thought you all had that.
I think you had mentioned we'd talk about B and T later.
Yes, you did.
Guaranteed.
So,
Is that what's on the floor and you're gonna hand out?
no, this is all about fat. This is all about oil. But I will make copies of this for you
Okay.
guys. So we're gonna start with our first guy. And the innate comes in and says, hey, this is what's going on. And he goes, okay, so we've got to go. And we've got to get the B cells and the T cells. And they go to the library. They go to a library and they say, okay, what do we need? So we need,
Question,
yes,
by your diagram, do they see 2 different receptionists?
no, it's the same, no,
Mhm.
no, it's the same library. So they go in.
So does
But
does
each-
one do something
Yes,
different? Okay.
yes,
They're
yes,
just
yes. They
looking at it
each,
and trying
yes,
to-
they each do something different. So they're full of information, but one is for 2 different armies. Can I say, like the Marines or the Special Forces? Okay. So one's in charge of just a basic army, and one is in charge of special forces, okay? And then they break down even more. And at this point, it breaks down even more. It depends on what you have going on in your body, of how many invaders are, how many bacteria, viruses, or cancer cells, to how many troops are called up, right?
Mhm.
So if it's a
on
little
how bad it is,
bacteria,
yeah.
then a handful.
Okay.
But if it's a major deal, then you've got everybody. They get everybody
All
out
hands on
there.
deck. Okay.
Right. So then this
So
one
it's
goes
kind of like
down
you've
to
got your
here.
Lieutenant T and your Lieutenant B.
Yes.
And, is he
And
bringing
then
in
we
can-
one
I mean,
squad,
you
or
can
two
have-
squads, or 7 squads.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
just depends on
Exactly.
And they're all
Bad.
doing something different.
And they're all doing something different. So yeah, you've got I didn't want to get too. You've got 17, you've got 3, you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got a regular one,
These are T cells. Okay.
and these are all T cells. Okay. This is our memory. Remember, these are our memory cells. So they come in. They're broke. This cell is broke down into 2 different.
That's
One,
the adaptive.
this is the adaptive, yes.
They call
Because
these kind of.
our innate doesn't do any of this.
Okay. I'm
They're
just trying to get the lingo right.
right. So it comes down, it breaks out. Each of these, this is the memory guy. He tells them again, and then they decide how many armies, how many soldiers they need to fight this certain disease. That's a mouthful. That is a lot.
Okay.
So they encounter invaders at a cellular
Remind me
level.
of a recipe.
Yeah. And when your cells have invaders by, again, we said bacteria, any kind of threat to the body, these guys take over.
And the T are just your regular army, not your special forces. Or are you just saying they're 2 different? They do 2 different things.
These.
So like 2 different.
These are your T's are your special forces.
Okay.
Okay. So the example that
Does
was
B
given
do the
to
same
us.
as T?
What?
Does B do the same as T?
No.
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 Okay.
No. We'll talk about B in a minute.
Okay.
Just making sure.
So, organ transplants. I don't know how many people you know that have had an organ transplant. I know quite a
People
few.
with hip replacement.
And they have to, yeah,
I don't know.
they
if
have
that's
to
the
take an immune
same.
depressor because that's not their tissue,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So immediately they're gonna gang up on them, say if you get a new heart, new kidney, whatever
Like
it
it
is.
attacks
It's
itself.
not that they attack it because
It's
they,
in a foreign
it's
body.
a foreign
It's
thing in their
stranger.
body, it doesn't belong, even though it might be the same blood type,
Yeah.
but it's not them, it's not you.
That's crazy.
It
But
is
it does-
crazy.
I know
But I've
it's
seen
DNA. Like it's.
That is crazy. So it's like, why do you do it?
Well, so
But I guess
you
you
live.
gotta
So
try.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
the people that I know have been heart transplant and
Yes,
kidney transplant.
But it's I've seen
And
one
they-
that's failed.
And they,
Well,
well,
I
yeah.
didn't see it, but I heard of it.
But the young man that I knew, his first 2 kidneys rejected. So we know that the immune system won. And his last one, he had till he passed.
So does that depend on if you have a strong immune system or not?
That's why they give him immune blockers. Because they don't want it
Need
to work.
Oh
They
shit.
do not want them to work.
So if it's strong, it's gonna attack.
Yeah, oh,
That's
and
crazy.
kill it.
Wow.
I mean, that's its job, to take care of us. And an organ is a foreign object.
Wow.
By the
So-
way, when people doing any organ transplant, last month I have one of my mom cousins, she passed because they give her a kidney, a transplant kidney. She was fine, everything went good. She's in a rehab, but by the time she's in rehab, something happened to her
Wow.
and she passed.
They rejected it. That's crazy.
And they can't figure out what, maybe they don't know or what.
Why?
We didn't say what's going on.
Well,
Because everything was
that-
good.
Right.
I wonder if they've ever had studies with the identical twins. since they have
Changing
like,
organs?
yeah, changing organs because like their DNA is so
Should-
Experiment on them.
Should be,
should be
Right.
that it's literally, that I would assume you're so close,
Right.
you're the same DNA that maybe that
Still not
your, again, it's gonna say, oh, this is me.
right, that's a good question, maybe we'll look that up and see.
Is it
Um,
better?
I got
When-
it better odds, I would assume, I
You
would
probably have.
realize,
They would
better
be
odds, but
better
even
odds.
over the years, right, we change and replicate and renew things, so
Right.
like, I mean, the DNA is the same, but
Right.
the
When my
tissue-
son was sick, we were looking for a bone marrow, and Carrie, my oldest daughter, their genetic tree was really close, but not close enough. It went and then it spread off. And
Right.
then my other two girls weren't anywhere near him.
Right,
So-
but I know like identical
Interesting.
twins that are
Right.
split, it's
Don't
the
they have
same.
like the same fingerprint?
Like they literally
I don't
are, I wanna say, yes.
But
I
talking
think they
about
do,
identical,
I have the
is
same,
it face only?
everything, like,
How
They're
do they look?
identical twins.
And then
Identical
they talk about
twins,
they do
identical
have the same
because
twins.
it's split DNA.
Yeah.
The
It's
face
just
only,
same.
but you don't know
Basically,
inside what's
Oh,
going on.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But
Right.
it's the face, you see,
The
look
fact
at
is
it.
born from the
It's
same
basically
egg,
a clone.
isn't that the
That's
whole
split.
thing with
It
the
is.
identical,
It's
they're
different.
like born from the
That's
same
what
egg
it is.
versus,
They're not born from the same eggs. I don't think.
Yeah, a twin is.
No, the fraternal
Identical
is,
twins.
Identical
is-
twins.
They're from the
fraternal
same
is-
egg. Fraternal are two
Two
different eggs.
different
So
eggs.
those, I don't know. But that we'll have to see, because
We
it
have
seems
to
like
look
they're
at
studying
that
everything else
too.
in the world. They should study
Right,
that
You
too,
bring
right?
that back, Tracy, do
What?
some research, let us know next week.
Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
She should write some homework down.
You're gonna write some homework down.
Let us know
Yeah.
about identical twins. Organ transplants.
So about 36% of all our blood cells are T cells. So that's just some knowledge. So monocytes, that's my son had acute monocytic leukemia, which basically said that his marrow was making cells that weren't mature, blast cells, and the monocytes. So that is one of the things that you can get if your bone marrow is not working properly. And what causes that? Radiation causes that, a genetic defect when you're born,
And remind me,
your T cells.
that marrow is where all of these, a lot of your immunity comes from? Is that
Yeah, your
what
B
it
cells
was?
are made in the bone marrow. Remember, all our B cells
B for bone.
are made in the marrow. But we have our
Okay.
spleen, we have our thymus here. That makes a lot of it. And of
Okay.
course, our lymph nodes just are our stores. They don't make any
Okay.
cells.
Thyroids don't make any stuff.
What's
No.
the hormone?
That's your
Or,
hormone.
well,
That's for
it's,
your hormones.
hormone, but-
That's your hormone regulator.
Right, regulator. I want to get to the
Maybe it's central
allergies.
control.
Because I think that's important that we understand the difference between, so when you go to have your allergies test, there's TH1 and TH2. And these are for not only children, but people who have allergies to anaphylactic, right? That bad. I'm not talking about food sensitivities. So we're going to talk about a teeter-totter, so that maybe that will help you understand it. So to keep everything in balance, you have two children on a teeter-totter, their feet are up, and everything's fine. So let's picture that in our head.
Are they still?
They're fine. Well, they're going up and down,
Okay.
but it's equal, right? They're going through the bloodstreams, everything's equal, everything's fine.
Okay.
And then, the one side's going to sink to the ground and the other side is gonna be elevated, if one of them gets off, right?
Mhm.
So that's, T1 is the child that was off and T2 is hanging in the mid-air. And that's, so we say the arms is going to activate more of the B cells response, which is how you get hyperallergic. So it's our B cells that overreact. He's up there flaring around because he's not getting any help. And then that's where
Thinking of
you
the teeter-totters backwards.
teeter-totters backwards.
Yeah, because if someone gets off the teeter-totter, they're not gonna be swinging up at the
No,
top. They're
one
gonna
at the
fall
top.
at the bottom.
No, the one at the bottom's found out they're still on it, but
They
they're
can't go
They
anywhere.
stop. Okay.
Yes,
Which
they're
should
stuck.
get off. They
Right.
got off. So,
no,
okay.
they got a 100-pound break.
Right, they're off, so they're there.
Okay,
So-
they just sit at the bottom. Got it.
Okay, so that again is he's down here somewhere. He's
The
down here
kids
somewhere.
figured it out with an adult.
Well, it could be an adult,
Exactly,
yeah.
That's how it happens.
So we know that our B cells, if that happened, so they're going to make a bunch of these guys. Because the guy on the
So is
teeter-totter's asking for help.
Because he's stuck on the ground.
He's going, help me, help me.
Yes, yes.
Auntie, I want down.
Yes. And we know, we talk about the bucket.
You know.
If the bucket is already full and he's calling for more help, no matter what it is, if it's peanuts, if it's eggs, no matter what it is that you're allergic to,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you get into anaphylactic because it sends too much blood cells. And what are our reactions? We know our reactions. Did I erase them?
Heat,
Nope.
redness,
Swelling and pain, right? So your mouth swells, your throat swells, your eyes swell, and it's overreactive. So when you go in and they show you what they are, they're gonna say your TH2s are 75. And you're gonna go, wow, what are they supposed to be? You know, they're supposed to be from 7 to 12. So you know you have an overactive allergic sensitivity to something else. So does that help? Do you understand that at all?
I don't.
You don't. Okay. So let me read exactly what it says. All right. We activate HT1 activates T cells, and TH2 go over and poke these cells receptors, calling it into action. They have different functions within the adaptive immune system, even though they are both a T cell. Remember?
They all have different jobs.
They all have different jobs.
And they'll do
Exactly.
different things.
Okay, so it says, let's go back to the,
So TH2
and TH.
pokes the B cells,
Yes,
saying help, help, TH1 is on the ground.
So TH1 and TH2 are on the teeter-totter.
yes.
Okay,
And then TH1
is on
Gets
the,
stuck
falls to the ground,
on the
stuck.
ground.
Let's see, okay, so I'm
So
just,
the
I'm
T cells-
gonna read,
all
I'm gonna
right.
read it to you, since I
Keep
can't
going,
explain it.
just keep going.
But what
You think
happens
that-
if you take one child off the teeter-totter and put an adult on the teeter-totter in its place?
Right,
Then on one side goes sinks to the ground and the other side is elevated.
yes.
Let's say we took the child 1 off and put another adult there. Then T is hanging up in the air, more dominant, it's higher. And that means that the T2 arm is going to activate more army cells response. Do you understand that? That person with a more active T2 cells in the immune system is going to be more allergic to more substance coming into the system because their internal balance scale is out
It's
of
already
balance.
out of whack. So that's why it'll be worse.
It'll be worse
Because
every
they're-
single time. Why? Because we have a memory. And the first time they came in, they sent 20, and now he's ate peanuts again, and they're like, oh, that's why when we test food Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So our innate, not our innate,
Oh,
our adaptive
got it.
learns, understands, and memories it. Because we always test Monday, Wednesday, Friday to see if we have triggers
So,
or
Now,
cautionary food.
so T2 is the one
don't-
that,
If you didn't rotate, say you were bad and you ate every day, would it increase worse, or do they not get to, they still memorize it, but do they say, okay, it's 20 this time and you eat peanuts tomorrow, so it's another,
If you eat the same thing every single day that you're allergic to, you're gonna end up in the hospital. That's what's
But I
gonna
thought they say if
happen.
you're exposed, then you'll get like used to it.
right,
Whoever
but
told you that?
if you eat,
no, but there's, so,
there is that,
So-
they're saying that with like kids and stuff, like babies and stuff, to like start feeding them sooner so that
peanut
they're,
butter and stuff.
and again, you give them a little bit and, you know,
See, because we have such high allergic reactions in our family, it scares me to death. Now, Grace eats nut butter already, scares me to death.
But she's
Because-
okay now.
Well,
Or are you saying it could develop?
could develop. Charlie, that was their doctor told Carrie to give him when he was little, and I'm like, I don't
but
think
not
that's.
everybody is the same.
Well, no, we almost lost him. He ended up in the hospital. We almost lost him. The
Right,
very first
but-
time he had peanut butter on his lips.
But that could
That's
be
scary.
to any food.
Well, with him it is. Now his body is so overcompensated, and he's 7 now. He can hardly eat anything because of that first reaction where his body went.
You think if he had waited,
I don't know. I don't
or
know.
maybe he would have
So what
already.
about-
Right, you don't, because
We don't know.
again, he could have eaten something else that he's allergic to, and that'd be the thing to set it off. And
So, I'm
But that
thinking-
being said, his mother was allergic to everything as a child, just like
Oh
him.
yeah.
So, and then we
So
go back to the
then how
biodome
much-
and the digestive system and,
Maybe
You know,
that's-
all
then
the way back
maybe
to
how
that.
much of, not everybody
What if he
is
ate a
this,
lot of nuts?
you know,
every day?
everybody's different, that
I'm just
maybe
thinking.
you're,
Then they used to
you're
it.
more like your parents than to be like, well, I'm not like Shay, but, me and Connie probably have a more similar, cause again,
Yeah, 'cause you're
Your
we're
DNA makeup.
sister, we're, we do have the same, parents and everything like that. Like, yes, maybe I have more from dad than she has from mom. That, we can look at that and not be like, oh, well, we're all different. Well, yes, we are all different, but
but a lot of your makeup is the same. I
a
told
lot of
you.
your makeup is the same. And again, you're also going back generations of, okay, well, now we have a little, but again, maybe we figure out, well, how much of this do you lose? Do I have parts of my grandfather or my great great grandfather? Or, am I,
Well,
do
technically,
you
your
get
DNA
20?
is.
Right, that's technically what DNA is,
Right.
but again, how, after splitting, how much
How
really
close?
how close
And I'm sure
are
they
you?
tested that. I'm sure they have.
Or they are testing that.
Or they are testing that. That's exactly
Because
right.
now you're getting more people with the DNA, so you can start,
Right.
you
Right.
know.
So, I had food sensitivity since the day I came into the world. Carrie had food sensitivity
Oh,
since
so
she
it's-
came in the world.
Now, what about your other kids?
Dairy's none of our friends.
Really? That's
None of my
crazy.
children dairy is not their friend. And it's never
What
been
about
my
their
friend.
dad's side? What about that side?
Your dad was allergic to stuff.
Not your dad, but their dad. Like, was dairy no good on their side?
So
like,
my
if you were
Bob
to sit
could
there and
never
go,
eat
okay,
anything, but I just figured it was his lifestyle, not his stomach. But
Like everything would
yeah,
go
he'd have
through.
chronic diarrhea.
Wow.
Yep, yep, and heartburn, and yeah, just the whole thing.
So,
yeah, but now that you've done this, do you think it was probably he just had a horrible gut?
He had a horrible gut.
And again, he
Doesn't
probably
sound
didn't
like he
know
was
what
eating
he
vegetables.
was.
No, no. And again, you go to doctors to doctors to doctors to doctors, and nobody can help you.
Yeah, and then they'll go to
And I
doctors.
didn't know then how to eat.
Right, so
Whatever
maybe
he ate
both
made him
of
sick.
you had dairy allergies, so of course your kids are gonna have
Right.
dairy allergies.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Connie, you got a thought. I can see your wheels turning.
they were, then they stopped. And then...
Oh, okay.
No, they're still turning. Sorry. So I just think about when I first came on before I started this protocol, I was able to like eat pretty much anything. Didn't seem to bother me much at all.
Yeah, I know when something
And
when I eat something
now I have more sensitivities to foods that I always seemed fine with. Now, is that part of the immune response? That's when I cut it out of my life,
it's like it's fixed.
it like balanced out again, and then I threw whatever, a pork chop on there, and now it's like way off kilter.
Right.
Whereas before, like what was going on before that, it didn't seem to bother me.
It bothered you in other ways.
I just didn't
You probably
know
You
didn't
just
notice
didn't
because we were
notice.
all out of
because
like,
everything,
everything
was
everything
wrong.
was affected.
Right.
by
And we
everything.
always talk about this, right?
Right. Yeah.
We're talking about the bloods right now, but before we learned about our workers in our tummy, they have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't know what it is, and of course if we get leaky gut, then those bacterias or viruses or food particles that are not supposed to be out there,
Right.
and that just raise havoc with our immune system, right?
Okay.
So we're going to move on.
So it's not that maybe before, like I just had a bunch of crazy minions running around doing whatever and
Yep.
whatever. It was never like they were just always running around, and the adaptive immune system was probably had 17,000 troops that would try all the others
Exactly.
that I didn't know what the hell was
Exactly,
going on.
exactly.
And
So-
then, okay.
This that I gave you is essential fats because we know that omega-3s are so important for your immune system. So I've given this out, and it just, this is 1 through 4, the Green Machine, Go Fish, Grass-Fed, algae, Seek Out the Seeds, Walk on the Wild, Drizzle It On, Welcome Walnuts, Happy Chicks, and Elevate Your Oils. This is just a quick overview of the things. Now I want to give you, we talk about
Really?
coconut oil a lot.
Leafy greens have essential fats?
Yeah.
What? My kale has fats.
So
That's
when
so
we
green.
cook anything, you see them come out. When we make kale chips, you put them on there. It's not a massive
Right,
amount.
But it
Right,
does get
right.
shiny. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
Okay.
yes. And I did order a new company of. How about that one feels? There,
Good
that feels
paper.
better.
Thick paper.
Algae. That's interesting too.
So this is just some basic knowledge that we go through, because it's important to know. As you see down here, it says canola and grapeseed oil. We don't use either one of those, but it's part of the worksheet. And they have sesame seed oil unrefined. This sesame seed oil you have to try for yourself. I personally cannot use it. I've had people tell me that the flaxseed oil, we're always trying to get more fiber. You wouldn't get any fiber from that because you squeezed all the oil out. It's amazing that what they do, but you can see they've got coconut oil,
Where
Butter.
am I seeing that? I'm
Last
sorry.
page,
12.
Oh, okay.
12, yeah, it would be the last page of the packet.
I don't have that page.
You don't have 12?
I have 8, 9, and 10.
You need 11 and 12?
I think so.
8, 9, 10.
Okay, I see it.
11.
What is V? Clarified butter.
Yeah,
What is that?
it's just, and again, if you have trouble with dairy, that's not on your list. All this stuff needs to be tested.
Mhm.
It just does, it needs to be tested. I don't use much butter.
Yeah,
Avocado is my favorite, that's just what I use. If I am frying, because you see that on the first page, it talked about heat points.
Yeah.
What to use, because I have a lot, people ask me a lot of that. So what do I use to fry my french fries in, or my fish? It's the coconut oil, because it has a higher.
Mhm.
My avocado oil is more like sauteing. Like I said, butter I very seldom use, because when I use butter, I can feel it on the top of my food in my tummy, because it gets in my tummy and my workers separate it. Because they're like, we don't like that protein, we don't want it in here, and so I don't use much of that.
Do you
So
use ghee?
I can't use that either. Yeah. But it's important that you test it. You know, test it. But
Why was this? This is interesting. I figured we gotten rid of canola and grapeseed oil like that. The science.
oh, there's any kind of oil you want you can buy. You
I went to
can buy.
Italy and we went to an organic wine and olive oil farm,
Right?
and they specifically said extra virgin olive oil is not to be cooked with.
It is
It's
not.
for your sauces,
Yeah.
it's for your
Yep.
dressings. Don't
Yeah,
ever
heat.
cook with extra virgin. I mean, obviously you can, but because it's so refined, it's so nice. I like to cook with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you this packet. This is yours to go home and read. There's a lot of information on here, especially brain health, diabetes, just things that you need to know and understand, so you know what oils to use. I'm gonna say vegetable oil of any kind, no. Canola oil, no. And
What are your thoughts on all these raw, cold use raw ones?
what page is that?
It's the last page. It's
Very
the, It's the
bottom.
bottom.
Almond oil,
Almond,
agricole,
sunflower,
flax,
pumpkin seed.
See, I've never
hazelnut,
I've never
hazelnut.
used them.
pumpkin.
So when I try them, I have almond oil up there unless I threw it out.
Mhm.
Somebody brought this in to me and I'm like, what the heck?
Almond oil?
Or is it walnut oil?
What?
There's
That's what
a
I
walnut oil too on here.
That's what I
Yes,
said
there's-
when they
there's
gave it
almond
to me.
oil.
I have not used it.
It said for cold use and raw, so I'm thinking maybe on like a salad
Salads
or something. Or if you're
Oh, I
cooking.
lied, it's almond oil.
Yeah, almond oil's on here.
Somebody gave this to me, it's not
No
even
cooking.
open.
Don't cook it. You
But
can't cook
I'm
it.
a lot of almond
assuming,
oil.
and it's virgin cold pressed, so it's good
That's
stuff.
a lot.
I know, but I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Cook it.
Don't
Yeah,
cook it.
Don't
No
cook
cooking.
it, yeah.
So what happens if you cook it?
Cold use.
Because it can't take heat. The heat takes.
So-
But then it
all
turns
this
it
and
rancid,
combines-
right?
Right.
And doesn't it make
Yeah.
it like
So, and this is very high quality. No GMOs, plant-based, good source of vitamin E. It says medium to low smoke point, so they're saying you can use it. Vegan, gluten-free, and kosher. I have never opened it. Maybe next week we'll open it and
I'll
you
find
guys
a
can
recipe with
and taste it.
Almond
To me,
It's
I would
probably
think
gonna
it would have a nutty
strong-
taste.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
So when I make my nut butter, I put my nuts in there for 8 minutes, which brings the oil out.
Mhm.
I'm assuming, this says it's cold pressed, so I don't know how they're getting the oil out.
Right.
Oh, the expressive.
So anyways, I have this, we've never
They
tried
probably
it.
just press the almonds.
Yeah, I see a machine when you put the nut on it, first they take the oil out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they have something like.
Like
to
it's
put
probably
it
like
like
super, I would imagine it's a
Yes.
lot of pressure,
Yeah.
like a
I never
lot
heard
of.
about it. Yeah, that's the first time I'm seeing it.
So those, take them home, read through them. We talked a little bit too long, so we can't go through that stuff this week. Did anybody do their homework for last week? No?
Yes. can
Your
you
why?
remind us what it was?
Your why. Because if you don't, where is it? If you don't have a why, if you don't understand the why, you have to change your lifestyle. You won't.
You want what?
I had no choice. I either changed my life or I'd be in the ground. I don't want it to be that extreme for you people. I want you to adapt to 90-10 so you don't become so ill that you can't function. I went in for my heart, my migraine stopped, my IBS stopped, my MS got under control, anxiety, depression, and the weight. And whatever else, there's a whole line of them. So I know this works, I've seen it work over the past 12 years. We know this protocol works. So the why is very, very important. That's what you were supposed to work on last week, is why you want to change your lifestyle. If it's for just weight, it won't stick. If you want to look better, feel better, be here a long, long time, and I live 100%. I don't live 90-10 because I can't with my illness. But I don't think 90-10 should be hard in my head. You know, because during, you know, a regular routine, you know, Monday through Saturday is 90, and then the 10% is once in a while. Because we know if you have a cheat day, and I hate that because we don't cheat, right? It is what it is. We don't cheat. It's just something we did, right? We know our body's in a 3-day cycle, and it will ruin everything. So you're going to sit around for 3 days. Right
Oh,
there.
right here.
Right there. Okay. Anybody want to tell me their why or no?
I didn't do my why.
You
You've
didn't
been telling
do
me
your
for
why.
3 weeks now, Becca.
I guess it's to feel good.
Reminder on my
Well, Shay, you came for your blood pressure. And how's your blood pressure doing?
No, it's good.
Good?
Leveled back out.
Okay,
I'm
good.
not stressing over like a big surgery. I think that's why.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Right, and we know how our body reacts when we're under stress of any kind, you know, let alone our weight, but our high blood pressure, our stomachs, you know, everything. Because our body can do 2 things. It can either heal us or protect us. It can't do both at the same time. And I think about the people around me that are in chaos all the time. And I worry about them because I know their body will only do it so long. So, okay. We're gonna breathe. That was the quickest hour we've ever had, boys.
Feels that way, boy.
Well, that's a lot. That innate immune system is a lot, and it's a lot to understand, and it's complicated, but not. That's the way I feel. complicated, but not. So we're working on the immune system, and we know when we breathe in and we breathe out, we're telling our body that it's safe, that we're all right, and it's also releasing inflammation. When we stretch, we know that we are, again, loosening inflammation, and when we breathe in and blow it out, we are releasing that inflammation from that joint. That's why breathing is so important. That's why stretching is so important. If you have any kind of arthritis or inflammation of the joints. So we're going to breathe in big twice and blow it out hard. So breathe in. One more time. We're going to start on our set. We're going to breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Last one. Breathe in. Hold. And release. Breathe normal. Let's take our chin to our chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Circle around to the ceiling. Over to the left. Back down. And head up. Let's take our left arm and pull it over. Take your right arm and pull it over. Bring it down to your side and over your fingers. Let's take a big, big, deep breath and blow that out. One more. Our second set. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Breathe in. 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and release. Last one. Breathe in. 3, hold. And release. Your fingers down to your side. Let's wiggle. Breathe normal. Let's put your waterfall running over our heads, covering our bodies, over our head, down to our chin, sliding down our throat, over to our shoulders, down to our elbows, down to our wrists, and wiggle your fingers and feel the release. Big, big, deep breath. One more. Last set. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and release. Again, breathe in. 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, and release. Next one, breathe in. Hold. And release. Breathe normal. Let's put our hands over our heart. Should be nice and slow. Think about the rhythm sister. You are loved, and you are not alone. You're safe, you're safe, you're loved, and you're not alone. You're safe, you're safe, you're loved, and you're not alone. Big deep breath. There's normal. Come back to center, and when you're ready, come back to this. I guess the main thing is the processed food, and what we ask is that you don't take white sugars. They're not good for you, let alone the chemical imbalance, but they're bleached, they're full of hormonal disruptors, but there are other sugars that you can use if your body tolerates them. There's the coconut sugar, there's honey, there's maple syrup. There are other alternatives to that, I don't want to call it a craving, to that need than your white sugar. Because it is addicting. And if we're using other compliant sweeteners, then we know that at least we're getting healthier alternatives. The big word is moderation. Everything's in moderation. Even though it's compliant and good for you, still doesn't mean you can, have a bottle of honey or a gallon of syrup on our pancakes, right? So that's, if you have trouble with size, that's something we work on. So we're right back up. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you learned something. I know the immune system is very hard to understand. I try to make it as simple as possible. We have one more week, and then we're going to take a vote on if they want to do the heart or if they want to go into hormones. And we'll go from there. Thank you so much, and everybody have a wonderful night.
Always forget that we're recording.
Yeah.